everyone. Welcome back to Fleet Feet Huntsville-Madison YouTube. We are doing back-to-back ASICS videos today. We are your go-to spot for expert running advice from expert runners, top-notch gear, and in-depth shoe reviews. I am Ben, again here alongside Jared. We are going to dive into the all-new ASICS Gel-Cumulus 27 neutral daily trainer that continues to refine a very smooth and cushioned ride. Now, Jared, I was looking for other shoe reviews for the Cumulus on YouTube. There's maybe only 2 or 3 out there. So I don't think this shoe has made the rounds yet. We might be one of the first full reviews on YouTube. So with that being said, let's dive into the key updates here for the Cumulus 27. This has been a staple in the ASICS lineup for many years, known for its balance of comfort, versatility. This latest version has introduced some changes. I'm not going to call them big changes, but some minor tweaks. They're continuing to refine and enhance these updates for an even smoother ride. Jared, first let's talk the upper of the Cumulus. What's going on here?
So the first thing you notice is that the mesh upper that was in the 26 has been redesigned, and it's actually a little more plush tongue. So it's not going to be as stretchy, but you're still going to have that comfortability around the top of your foot. And then also it's going to have a little more comfortability around your heel as well. So it's not going to be super thick like you see in most shoes. It's just going to be a little lighter weight as well.
Yeah, and we can show it off versus the previous version. I've got a 26 here. So the first thing he's talking about there is that tongue. On the 26, they did a knit tongue just like they did in the Gel-Nimbus,
right?
Which we just did a review for the new Gel-Nimbus. Make sure you check that out. We'll link it in the comments below. On the 27, they have actually gone away from the knit to more of a padded tongue. So they're trying to give you a little bit more padded, soft, plush step-in feel. Jared, the second thing is this nice heel pull tab that they've got on the back of version 27 here. Show that off to our other camera, which did not exist on version 26. It was just a really nice little heel flare for slip-in. Personally, I like the fact that they went to a heel pull tab. It just makes getting into the shoe a little bit easier.
Right.
And as you know, and I know, when we're on the sales floor trying to get shoes on people's feet, any extra little bit helps.
Right, for sure. Because we have customers who are like, I need a shoehorn. And instead, just use that pull tab to stretch out the shoe a little bit more for sure.
Yeah, if you've got a slightly wider foot or a wider heel and you tend to struggle just to kind of like get down in the shoe a little bit, that makes it so much nicer. Now, Jared, this has the same full-length Flight Foam Blast Plus that we saw in the 26. They do have the Pure Gel pad in the heel for a very responsive feel. Overall, this is a firmer shoe to me. I would not call this shoe soft, but you do have a lot of cushioning. Talk really quickly about how the shape of the Cumulus, everything that's going on here, gives you a lot of cushion, but maintains a firmer, more responsive feel.
So Ben talked about the Pure Gel on the heel, so you're going to have a lot more responsiveness on the heel, but you're not going to have to worry about like the gel giving out. Like if you're a heel striker, like I used to be a heel striker, so when I hit my heel, I wanted a little more cushion. So when you get something like the ASICS and they have Pure Gel, it's going to be a little softer, and so it's going to be in that way responsive. But you're not going to have to worry about if you hit your heel wrong, it's going to mess your heel up over time.
Yeah, and just generally, it's just more dense throughout the shoe, coupled with that rocker shape. So the foot is having to work and flex a little bit less. The rocker is doing a little bit more for you. The other biggest thing, I would say, if those are the top 2, the third is definitely what they've done with the outsole. Their Fluid Ride outsole has been slightly reworked. It's a slightly broader base of support compared to the 26. So it adds stability. It keeps the ride neutral. But they've reduced the amount of flare just slightly, so the transitions are going to be more natural. The second biggest thing, Jared, you hold your 27 up. I'm going to hold on the bottom there. I'm going to hold my 26 up. So they have redesigned the grooves and the patterns on the outsole of the 27 to make it a little bit grippier and more durable versus the 26. Talk a little bit about that.
So the Fluid Ride outsole that ASICS has been known for a long time got a little slight reworking. So it offers a little more support. It's not going to give you that stability like a GT2000 or a Kayana would for sure, but it's going to give you that stability. So like if you just feel like you're walking a little bit on the insides or outsides of your foot, it's going to hold you a little bit better. The other thing I noticed, and I was talking to Ben before we started filming, is that if you look at the grip compared to the 26, it's going to be a lot smoother on the 26. It's a little more glassy. It's a little more shiny. On the 27, you're actually going to have that grip that Not like the 27 of the Nimbus, but it's going to be a lot more comfortable for sure.
Yeah, they've deepened some of the grooves and added some more texture along this because this is not rubber. It may be hard to tell at home, but this is not actual outsole rubber. This is a rubberized EVA layer. What it does is it keeps the shoe nice and light, so it saves weight. But it's not going to have the same grip and durability that traditional rubber will. Right. So they have to find a common ground here. They did that by increasing the amount of texture and deepening of the grooves here, just to improve traction on like wet or slick surfaces. The toe box has been adjusted slightly. They give you a little bit more room here in the toe versus version 26. The heel tab and ankle collar are a little bit more improved. So overall, they're trying to tweak the lockdown through the heel, the midfoot, and the toe. There is just a slight weight increase in this version. It is up from 8.9 ounces in version 26 to 9.3. Just under half an ounce. It's not going to be a significant difference for most people. So let's go ahead and talk about the fit. Jared, I find with most customers, this shoe is going to fit true to size.
I agree with that 100%. I know a lot of people, when you think about ASICS as being a Japanese-based company, it's going to fit a lot more narrow on the toe. It's going to fit narrow around the sides of your foot throughout your whole foot. Well, ASICS recent years, they've kind of embraced the American market a little bit more. They realize that there's a lot of ground where you need a lot more room on the sides of your foot, and they've tuned that really well with not just the Cumulus, but the Nimbus and their whole lineup up to this point. I think they're going to continue to improve that for sure.
Yeah. And finally, we've already talked about the padding in the tongue, but they also keep the gusseted tongue in there. So just helping to give you kind of that wrapped feel around the foot, being secure, feeling secure in the shoe. That just kind of maintaining that throughout a lot of their models that we see. They do the same thing in the Nimbus 27. So overall, how can you expect this shoe to perform? Well, easy runs, long miles, everything in between. Since it's a lighter weight shoe, it is going to be a bit more responsive and easier for those faster workouts, but you're going to have plenty of cushioning. It's not going to be overly bouncy. That rocker is going to keep everything smooth and efficient. Jared, what types of runs could people do in this shoe?
I would probably do more mid-distance, not super crazy long distance like your marathon shoe. That's why other shoes for ASICS exist. I think that if I was going to run in this shoe, this would probably be anywhere from a 6 to 10 mile run for me. Nothing more than that, really, just because I don't want to push a boundary on this shoe and end up damaging my foot and also possibly damage the shoe and wear it out more quicker than I wanted.
For sure. And we keep talking about the pure gel. That is a gel pad baked into the heel that ASICS does on all their gel models. But it's very, very heel striker friendly. So if you're a heavier runner or you know you're a heavy heel striker, you've got the gel pad in there coupled with the rocker. The geometry of the shoe is going to work for you. Your foot's going to be flexing and tweaking less or rocking less in the shoe. The rocker of the shoe is going to transition you a lot more smoothly. So it's great for daily wear. It's also kind of a lesser known aspect, but it's a great treadmill shoe.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get customers they do a lot of running on treadmill. They don't like getting outside for whatever reason. They want something that works really well on the treadmill because you don't have heavier rubber on the bottom. Sure. It's nice and lightweight. Works really, really nicely for you treadmill runners out there. So we've talked fluid ride outsole improvements, that rubberized EVA, really good traction. Not going to be the same as traditional rubber, but you're going to get great midsole longevity and durability on this Flight Foam Blast Plus. It's very, very durable. That's why we're always really confident pulling ASICS shoes for customers. As I say with many of our road shoes, this is not built for trail. Please, please, please protect yourself. Do not take this out on trail. You want to look for a more trail-specific shoe like the Gel Trabuco or the Fuji. So, Jared, let's kind of conclude here by talking about comparisons. We always like to compare the shoes that we're reviewing to comparables. So, compared to the Gel Nimbus 27, where does the Cumulus fall in?
So, the Cumulus, I call it the little brother of the Nimbus for most customers because customers come in and they see the Nimbus a little thicker. And they want something a little lighter weight. They don't want that big pronounced sole that it scares customers away. That Cumulus does the trick. It's going to be a little lighter weight. It has a gel, the pure gel technology that the Nimbus has. It's a little bit thicker in a way where you're going to feel that padding a little bit more than you would in the Nimbus, but you're going to have a lot more versatility and lightweight for your longer runs. And like to your point, you talked about the treadmill. Like if you run on the treadmill on here, you're going to be more comfortable. If you wore the Nimbus, it's going to feel clunky after a few miles for sure.
Yeah. Another really popular one, like a Brooks Ghost, like the Ghost 16. That's going to be a direct competitor to this shoe. It's going to have a really similarly like firm, responsive feel, but the Cumulus 27 is going to stand out due to that rocker shape. So the transition in something like a Cumulus, lower heel to toe drop, you're going to feel a lot smoother transition through your gait cycle. And also, I think a lot better heel impact absorption for you heavy heel strikers out there. Finally, something like the New Balance 880. The latest version is version 15. We just got those into the store too. Review coming soon on those. Jared, how does this stack up against like the 880?
So most people know about the 880. It's not gonna be as plush as your 1080, but it's gonna give you that more stability. So I have customers who come in, they need that little more stability side of the New Balance. That's what the 880 is for. If you want a stability shoe but not have to worry about having pronounced gait support, if that makes sense, you want something like the Cumulus. The Cumulus is going to be a little softer. It's going to be a little more forgiving than those 880s because it has that pure gel that ASICS is known for.
Yep. So who is the Cumulus for? I think if you're needing a reliable neutral daily trainer, you want a shoe that can handle easy runs, even a little bit of up-tempo work, and you want a plush step in, but not an overly soft shoe. This is a really, really good shoe for you. Probably not the shoe, Jared, for that customer who's looking for max cushioning.
No.
The Nimbus 27 is going to be much better for that.
The Nimbus is where I would go for that, absolutely.
If you want extra stability, naturally in the ASICS lineup, you want to look to like the Kayano or the GT2000. Or if you want a more pronounced rocker, like a Hoka Clifton or something in that category. But overall, Jared, we think that the ASICS Gel-Cumulus 27 continues to be a top-tier neutral daily trainer. The refined updates from version 26 keeps everything that people loved about that version while tweaking those little bits and pieces that continue to make the shoe better and make it a favorite among our runners. Any final thoughts?
My big thing with ASICS, and it's not just a Cumulus, it's their whole line. They have changed. I tell customers all the time. I've had a vet come in yesterday to our Madison location, and he's like, I'm never going to wear ASICS again. This was my basic training shoe. It hurts.
How often have you heard, I hear this all the time, oh, I wore ASICS about 20 years ago.
And now like ASICS has changed the game again. Like I've been in ASICS for almost 15 years now.
Yeah.
And I tell customers, it's like, hey, try the shoe. You're going to love this.
It's night and day different from what your experience even 10 or 15 years ago would have been.
Sure. Yeah.
Everything nowadays is lighter weight, high performance, ultra durable, highly responsive. So if you haven't tried ASICS lately, come on into Fleet Feet Huntsville-Madison and try them with us. If you want to know the Cumulus 27 is the right shoe for you, visit us here in Huntsville at our Jones Valley location or at our Madison location out on Hughes Road. We will take you through our streamlined fit ID process to make sure we get you in the best fit possible. Are you planning to try the ASICS Gel-Cumulus 27? Let us know in the comments. And while you're there, make sure to like, subscribe for more running shoe reviews from Fleet Feet. If you're looking for more comparisons, check out our other videos on the channel. I think that's going to do it for us today. We believe that running changes everything. We hope to see you soon.